Hello, anime fans. I'm Katie Cullen with FANVERSATION. I'm at Anime Expo, and here's who I talked with today. I'm here with Geoff Thew. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. I'm a little tired because it's the end of a very long convention. I just got done with a panel and an emotionally exhausting screening for the new Bunny Girl Senpai movie. Oof, hit me right in the feels.
In a good way or in a I'm gonna lie down in a corner way?
Yes.
So you had a good convention then?
Yeah, I would say so. I didn't get to see as much of my friends as I wanted to, but I got to see some of them, which is better than, all you can really hope for when you're in a job that keeps you this busy. I'd say we had a pretty good time overall. There's ups and downs like every convention, but yeah, I had a really good time overall.
Well, good. I think working the con and running into a friend for 30 seconds at one point the entire weekend is kind of the Anime Expo experience.
Pretty much. I mean, and I'm friends with a lot of people who are just as busy as I am, so it ends up being like, oh my God, I'm so glad to see you. I haven't seen you in like a year. Bye. And you know how it is. It's when you're friends with a lot of people from the internet, it's a whole thing.
Yeah. It's also kind of the LA experience.
Yeah, for real. I mean, I've had like only a few tastes of the real LA experience. When I went to VidCon, they run that like proper Hollywood parties, which means they get crazy and everybody is very full of themselves. So I fit right in. But yeah, it sure is a city.
That's a very good way to put it. So you had your own panel at the convention. Did you have any particularly memorable fan interactions this year?
Yeah, I had a few. There was this really sweet guy who came up. He had like a handwritten note and like a bunch of presents that he wanted to give me. I'm not sure if I should name him in the interview, but he was just the nicest. Most of my fans have been really nice this year. There was this one guy who came up to me and gave me a handmade poster for the Cory in the House anime.
Oh, wow.
It's really been like since my autograph session on
a day.
Friday. My autograph session on Friday. Since my autograph session on Friday, yeah, it's been kind of just like a blur of positive fan interactions and stuff like that. And at the panel, a lot of people asked some very good and like respectful and genuinely interesting questions like about work-life balance and stuff like that. And it's just been like across the board a great experience.
Well,
that regard.
That's good to hear. I know that panel questions can occasionally get fun and interesting depending on who's asking them.
Yeah, I had like one panel question last year that was just a standard shitty meme that people, you probably know the exact one from every anime convention ever. I got that one, but other than that, generally speaking, the questions have been good. I almost started a war by saying I like pineapples on pizza, but other than that,
okay, but you tell the truth.
Yeah.
You speak the truth.
Thank you very much. That is the truth. Pineapples belong on pizza. They're the only thing that belongs on pizza. No, that's not true. Everything.
Whoa.
Everything belongs on pizza, but especially pineapples.
I have a friend who gets pineapple and onions with extra sauce, and even that's a bridge too far for me.
It could be good. It's like see, I like the sweet and savory, but like bringing onions into that's like the bitter sour. You're getting like the complete flavor experience on one pizza. I don't know about that. Might be great. I don't know. I'll have to try it one day when I'm much, much braver.
She vouches for it. I cannot either way. But yeah, pizza wars aside, let's talk about another war online, Sword Art Online. Your I don't want to say like your channel's reputation is built on SAO, but you did get a lot of followers from your reviews, and we're continuing with Alicization. Are you looking forward to this part 2 of the season? Are you interested to see where it'll go? Is it just kind of seeming like an obligatory chore? Where are you standing on this second half of the season that's coming out?
Well, I mean, I put out my big 55-minute video doing like the huge review of everything that happened leading up to the season break. And I mean, I don't know if I'd say I'm looking forward to it, because the halfway season break basically destroyed a lot of the things that I was enjoying about Alicization. But that's SAO, right? You know, you get to the finale of a story arc and it's just like, hey, you forgot you were watching this show. The ending was really dumb, and I have it also set up like I like the setup that they have for the like Kirito calls in to the real world, and then all of a sudden there's like gunfire and it's like, oh shit, what's going on? So I think that was neat. I have heard some things about where this is going that make it sound really stupid, but I'm going to watch it with an open mind, the way that I've watched that I watched the first season. I'm going to try to appreciate what it does right, and I'm definitely going to bang on about everything that it does wrong. Maybe it'll do nothing wrong. Maybe it'll be perfect. Maybe the second half will completely fix all of the problems I had with the first. But
it's hard to believe that, given a lot of SAO's track record just over the course of the series as a whole.
Yeah, no, I don't think that's going to happen at all. But you can always hope. You can always hope for the best, prepare for the worst. That's that's the best motto for life.
That's going into any anime, I'd say.
Yeah, I mean, some anime are surer things than others, for sure. But yeah, I would say, I would say sometimes you can tell when something's going to be good or when it's going to be a train wreck, but it is always helpful to keep your expectations tempered so you don't end up with like a SAO or a Charlotte situation where you're like, I love this. What are you doing? Why are you taking everything to space, Trigger?
That was Chrono Crusade for me.
Yeah, I never finished Chrono Crusade, but I did read a bit of the manga, and like I know that the anime diverges pretty heavily from it and paints villains who are meant to be more morally ambiguous as like pure evil, which is pretty bad adaptation. That's something that I need to talk about at some point on my channel. I really like the OP for Chrono Crusade a lot. So I'm looking forward to being disappointed by the show in the future.
Show first, then manga. Manga is better. Mm-hmm. Speaking of things you're looking forward to doing on your channel, is there anything you haven't tackled yet that you would like to?
I mean, there's so much. There's more that I haven't tackled than I have, honestly. I'd really like to do a video about Beck Mongolian Chop Squad. There's this Philosophy of Recreators video that I've had in the back of my head for almost 2 years now. There's video essays that I'd like to do outside of the scope of just one anime. We've been talking, Yazzie and I have been talking about doing more manga and light novel coverage. There's so little time and there's so much to do, so much to see. So what's wrong with taking the back streets? You never know if you don't go. You never shine if you don't glow.
Well, thank you for making my weekend. Is there anything that you feel like you can't tackle for one reason or another?
I mean, this season, like, I've had a bit of trouble this season because a lot of the anime haven't been great, and the best anime this season was Sarazanmai, which I think is amazing, and I would really like to talk about, but I feel like my perspective on it, specifically as a cis straight guy, is not, I mean, everybody has their own different valuable perspective on art, but Kunihiko Ikuhara is really speaking to, queer and LGBT people in a way that no other anime creator is, and I feel like it's not my place to talk about that so much as it is all of the wonderful queer creators in the anime, YouTube, and blogging sphere, and they've had some like great perspectives on it. So that's something that I feel like is a little bit outside my purview.
Makes sense. And thank you for being aware of stuff like that. A lot of people just...
I mean, I'll be honest, like a lot of stuff went for a very long time. And then once I started, getting into YouTube and I started like actually connecting with people outside of the small Canadian suburban life that I had led up to that point, like I realized how little I actually knew. And, I used to be one of those people who's like, I should be able to talk about whatever I want, and I should be able to like, my opinion's valid no matter what. But like, at the end of the day, everybody's got their own perspective on stuff based on their life experience, and I have learned over the last few years that it's just there's only so much that you can know, and one of the most valuable things you can know, or that one of the most valuable pieces of knowledge you can pick up is learning when to spot something that maybe somebody else can have a more informed perspective on, and just backing off and letting those people talk about it the way that they feel is appropriate.
Promoting the people with different perspectives.
Exactly, yeah.
All right, makes sense. Pie in the sky, if you could do anything on your channel, what would it be?
Anything on my channel, I would love to create like an original narrative-driven animated series. I have like an idea in the back of my head for that. And if it was possible to like fund it myself 100% and make it all mine, I would love to put that on the channel. But at the same time, if I ever get to do that, I might end up working outside of the channel just to make it happen. Outside of YouTube, though, I've got like a lot that I want to do. I really want to write a novel at some point. I would love to write a screenplay for a movie. And the big thing that I have dreamed about since I was a little kid is I really want to make a video game one day. Something that can connect with people in the way that my favorite games have connected with me. That is something that I definitely want to do, but it's hard to it's an industry where it's hard to get your foot in the door, and as somebody who mainly writes and isn't that great of a coder, it's difficult to get started on those kind of projects. So that's something that it has to be on the back burner for now. But that is something I'd really like to do one day. I have a lot of ideas right now. My biggest one is for like a retro style 3D sandbox game. So like PS1 or PS2 fidelity graphics, because it's just easier to do the scope of it. I've got a lot of ideas. I could keep you here forever just discussing the ideas that I have for stories I want to tell. So I will hold off on that.
Blog post on your channel.
Maybe that I would rather not tell people like the full scope of it unless I'm working with them on it until it's done, because I've got this bad habit of like telling people my full idea for a story and then never actually writing it, because it's just like, well, some people know and they think it's cool, and
writing is hard.
It is very hard. It's like, yeah, it can be a very like all-consuming. It's an all-consuming profession because you have to just put all of yourself into what you're making. So yeah, it's difficult.
Is there anything you'd like to say to your fans?
I've already said that pineapples belong on pizza.
Anything that isn't going to start a war or another war in the comments section.
Okay, that leaves out that and that that. To my fans, I just want to say thank you for watching my stuff, interacting with me, and like continuing the conversations that I try to start, because like ultimately nothing that I do really matters until you guys watch it and interact with it and complete the conversation. Like everything that I make is like just the first half of something further. And Mother's Basement wouldn't exist without you. I would not be here in any sense without you guys. So thank you very much, and I hope that I can continue living up to your expectations for me.
All right. Well, thank you so much for talking with me.
Hey, thank you for asking me to come by and talk.
And thank you for watching.
Thank you for watching. I'm Geoff Thew, professional shitbag, signing out from this random room at AX.